as the norm. Volcanologists today have a working mental library of much more diverse forms and processes. Many volcanoes, for instance, are largely gigantic sheets of rubble, following rapid collapse of spectacular but unstable and therefore relatively short-lived cone-shaped peaks. Others, and these tend to be among the most powerful and dangerous ones, are vast and deceptively peaceful depressions in the ground, so subdued as sometimes to be omitted from volcano maps. And some of the most innocuous-looking ash layers are now known to represent some of the most cataclysmic eruptions. Some iconic images, for instance of fiery floods of lava racing to engulf entire landscapes, have been replaced by an appreciation of far more intricate and slower lava flow behavior. And as astronomers begin to explore the geology of other planets and moons, they are finding yet more surprises of volcanoes larger and more ancient than any on Earth, and yet others built of ice. In this book, we provide a flavour of how volcanoes and volcanism on Earth and far beyond are understood today. Our account is neither technical nor comprehensive. For such deeper study, there are excellent textbooks that we recommend. Instead, we aim to provide a brief but vivid introduction to the subject, to some of the important processes involved, and to the approaches adopted by volcanologists as they attempt to learn more of one of the Earth's most distinctive and dramatic phenomena. We still have lots to learn. Be assured that future eruptions will continue to both surprise and fascinate. We would like to thank Jenny Nuji, Latha Menon, Chandrakala Chandrasekaran and their colleagues at OUP for their constant support and patience with this project, and Alan Rose for reviewing the manuscript. Our deep thanks too to Brian Bell, Peter Kokela, Magnus Gudmundsson and John Smelly for providing figures, and to our many colleagues and mentors over the years from whom we have absorbed something of the science and craft of field volcanology. Chapter 1. The Making of Magma. Heating a Mobile Earth. Volcanism is driven by prodigious amounts of heat from deep inside the Earth that partly melts rock to form magma and drives powerful eruptions that expel ash, small fragments of solidified magma, and lava onto the surface, creating what we call a volcano. The source of that heat has been puzzled over since the times of antiquity, but we now know its main source is a phenomenon that was long unsuspected. When radioactivity, the random splitting of atomic nuclei to generate new elements with the release of radiation, was discovered by Henri Becquerel in 1897, it was quickly recognized as the source of heat and energy that could drive a dynamic Earth. Even the low levels of radioactivity deep inside our planet, mantle levels are lower than in the crust, are sufficient for heat to build to the point at which rocks, locally, begin to melt. This heat engine also causes the crust to move, so that mountains form and powerful earthquakes are generated. The sheer scale of that motion was not fully appreciated until it was seen that the continents themselves were drifting over the face of the Earth, eventually, after many millions of years, moving thousands of miles. This idea was promoted spiritedly by the perceptive explorer and scientist Alfred Wegener in the early 20th century, and was generally dismissed by geophysicists for want of a mechanism to drive these enormous crustal masses through the oceans. But Wegener's observation that the rocks of Western Africa closely matched those of Eastern America, and the inference from this that the continents had once lain together side by side, remained sound. Then, in the 1960s, it was discovered that the rock beneath the oceans was geologically young, much younger than the continents, and was being constantly created at mid-ocean ridges and then destroyed at ocean trenches. In this revolutionary new paradigm of plate tectonics, the continents were simply carried along on the drifting plates. Being too buoyant to sink back into the Earth's mantle, they just travelled on, growing ever more ancient. Plate tectonics is the fundamental controller and context for pretty well all Earth surface processes, not least volcanism. Figure 1. The mid-ocean